Welcome back, casual gardeners. February is the month when my spring fever kicks into overdrive and I just need to garden. Luckily, there are some seeds that we can start early and get a jump on the spring. It's been a week. It's been a whole week. I'm editing Dustin. I thought we should talk about the elephant in the room, which just happens to sound like a hive of angry bees. That is my automated solar fan system. When the sun is high and direct, the fans are on. It was warm enough when I was recording this video that I did not feel comfortable covering the solar panel and shutting off the fans. So thank you in advance for putting up with all that sound. Most of these are crops that can be planted as soon as the soil is workable and dry. I'm also going to be starting peppers. They have a very long growing season, so February is when I'm going to start them. Here in my Zone 6 garden, I would be direct sowing everything but the peppers outside in mid-March. But since I have a greenhouse, I get to give my crops a head start. If you have a sunny window or a cold frame, you don't need a greenhouse to do this. You can do this too. I am planting in soil blocks. I know somebody's going to be curious about what soil mix I used for my soil blocker today. In a previous video, I proved that it doesn't matter. You can soil block with anything. But today, I did 8 scoops of peat moss, 3 scoops of compost and biochar, 3 scoops of perlite, and a scoop of that paper-based potting soil I was playing with. It's pretty random, and I don't care. It's gonna work. Onions need temperatures above 40 degrees Fahrenheit to germinate, and they do need to be kept consistently moist. Last year I direct sowed them and I had terrible luck with them. So we're gonna see if I can get them to do better with a head start this year. They usually take about 2 to 4 weeks to germinate, which can feel like forever. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get maybe some better spacing starting them in these soil blocks. So this year I'm starting red Welsh onions and yellow sweet Spanish Utah onions. Onions are one of the easiest crops to grow as long as they don't get eaten by grasshoppers and you're meeting all of their needs. If you want to interplant your onions, which just means planting it in among other crops that aren't onions, avoid planting onions with other alliums like garlic. Alliums don't get along with each other. They'll compete with each other for nutrients and slow each other's growth, and nobody wants that. You want fat, juicy alliums. Because this is a crop that does well with supplemental nitrogen, you may find that you can interplant it best with leafy green crops because those also need a lot of nitrogen. Well, speaking of angry bees, the sun is coming out a little bit between the clouds and the fans have come on. If you live in lower latitudes, which means closer to the equator, it's best if you go with short day onions. So these are onions that will start bulbing up when the days reach 10 to 12 hours long. Here in Utah, we are far enough into the higher latitudes that I can grow day neutral and long day onions. Now, I was going to sow peas today, but I ran out of trays, actually, because I do still need the trays for soil blocks, if not the pots. So I'm gonna have to get more trays. Ignore those giant trays back there. I don't want to do peas in those. If you want to start peas indoors, that's fine. They like temperatures between 40 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit to germinate, but they will germinate in temperatures as low as 35 degrees Fahrenheit. A lot of people think they need to be direct sown, but I have found that you actually can start peas in soil blocks and they'll do okay because you don't really disturb the roots when you transplant them out. Kohlrabi is my favorite member of the cabbage family. And I mean, maybe you have different members that you're partial to, and that's okay. The cabbage family is big and some people don't like any of it at all. The cabbage family are amazing because they're all so different, but technically they're not even a different species from one another, which is absolutely nuts. That's more variety in appearance than we get with like dog breeds. If you're planting cabbage or broccoli or kohlrabi or cauliflower or Brussels sprouts or kale or even collard greens, you can mostly treat them about the same way. They will all have different like spacing needs and different cold tolerances, but most of these guys are going to be very frost tolerant. They will benefit from supplemental nitrogen. You can plant most of them really, really early in the season. But kohlrabi is especially cold tolerant. In fact, you get better flavor if you grow it when it's a little bit chilly. If the temperature is above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it takes them about a week to come up. But if the temperature drops below that, it might take a little bit longer. Cold soil does reduce your germination rate. So if it gets too cold, I could lose some plants. I'm taking a chance starting them this early in my greenhouse. My gardener sense, it's kind of like a spidey sense, but not as cool, is telling me that this is going to be an early and unusually warm spring. So starting all of my cold weather crops a little bit early will work out well if I'm right. And of course, if I'm wrong, it's going to be awkward. Lettuce will germinate in temperatures as low as 35 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll start optimally if your temperatures are in the range of 70 to 75 degrees. So if I really want to make sure everything goes well with my lettuce that I'm planting, I will take this inside to start and then move it back outside once it's come up. I might not do that because the forecast calls for overcast days coming up, but the overcast is going to make my nights a little bit warmer, and it should be just fine. This is black-seeded Simpson that I'm sowing right now. Now I've got the Merlot lettuce, which is a beautiful red leaf lettuce. So if I were to start this inside, oh shoot, that's going to need thinning. If I were to start this inside, it could be up in as few as 3 days sometimes, but it's going to take closer to 7 to 10 days most of the time. And the trick with lettuce is that it needs light. Once you get it planted, either don't cover it or cover it very little with no more than 1/8 of an inch of soil so that some of that light penetrates to the seeds. And do you ever bust out your spinach seeds and think, whoa, those are some surprisingly large seeds? That's me every time. So this is Bloomsdale spinach from Botanical Interests. It is a ridiculously cold tolerant crop that is pretty easy to grow, but a lot of people struggle with spinach, and the reason they do is because they start it too late. Spinach is best sown early because as soon as the temperatures get high enough, it's just gonna bolt and go to seed, and that's great if you want more spinach seeds, but not so good if you want to, eat spinach. So a lot of people don't think it's easy to grow spinach when actually it is. Finally, we're going to plant the peppers. Let's do a couple Sugar Rush Peach. I do between 2 and 3 seeds per soil block or pot, depending on what you're doing. Just because I usually get a really good germination rate. A lot of people have poor pepper germination, and the reason they do is they're not providing enough heat. This is something that needs to start between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit at minimum. And if you're not hitting those temperature targets, you're going to get poor germination and slow growth, and you're more likely to get like weird mutant peppers growing. And it's just a bad time for everybody. There's lipstick peppers. Here are some Jimmy Nardello peppers my mom sent me. Thanks, Mom. This is not convenient to open and plant from. Oh, more than I need. Just gonna try a couple and see what I think. When you start your peppers with heat, they can come up in as few as 3 days, which is a little bit surprising because I always felt like they took forever to come up. And that's because I was starting them without heat. And without heat, you're lucky if it takes 7 to 10 days for them to come up, or even it can take a couple weeks. So that's jalapenos, do some lemon drops. These are seeds I saved myself last year. And some Tunisian baklauti peppers. These should grow a lot better this year. I had some very old seeds that were too old for me to grow them, and I grew them anyway. And so I collected seeds from the one fruit that I got. Hopefully that has rejuvenated my germline and I can count on these peppers again. A trade-off to starting peppers this early is that the plants are going to get a lot bigger while they're inside, and it's going to be really hard to keep them taken care of because bigger plants have bigger needs. But sometimes if you want peppers, that's what you got to do. I am covering my soil blocks to help keep moisture levels up. I'm using clear covers so that my plants that need light to germinate are going to have that. These peppers that I'm starting, I'm going to take inside. I'm going to put them on a heat mat, and I'm going to, since this tray doesn't fit my covers I've got, I'm just going to put a layer of cling film over the top until they are done germinating. Once about half of your seeds have started, it's time to uncover them. Since I have been working in my greenhouse today, I think it's extra important to emphasize that you do not need a greenhouse to be a gardener. Greenhouses are incredibly convenient. I love that I have it, but you can do all of this with a sunny window and a seed starting kit or some recycled pots or whatever. You don't need this. You need a heat mat for these. Please do not be discouraged by the fact that YouTube gardeners always have fancy toys that we like to use. We're having fun. The plants I mentioned in this video are not the only crops you can plant just as soon as your soil is workable. Other plants you might choose to grow can include arugula, cress, leeks, turnips, and radishes. Because it has been a week, it's reasonable to talk about what I planted in this video that has already germinated. The lettuce is almost all up. All of my lettuces are up and rocking out. So I was right that the temperatures I saw in the forecast meant that I could just leave them out here in the greenhouse instead of taking them inside to germinate. Kohlrabi is just starting to come up. I have one spinach plant that has begun to break out of the soil block and show its cute little spinachy self. Onions are nowhere to be seen yet. They have the longest germination time of any of these crops that I'm planting, so it's no big deal. As soon as you get germination, once at least 50% of them have germinated, you want to take that plastic cover off. It means you will have to water them more often and keep track of their water levels. In a greenhouse, you might have to water some things as often as twice a day if things are getting very warm. You need that air movement once you've got leaves poking up above the potting mix, because otherwise you are likely to develop a fungal infection and it's a really bad time. So if you found this video helpful at all, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I will be planting a lot more this year. We're just getting started. Things are really going to start to kick off in mid-March. Thank you again for joining me here in my garden today. I hope you have a wonderful day on your own.